right, welcome to Talkin' Investing. I'm Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to talk about Bitfarms, stock ticker BIFT. They are a Bitcoin mining company. We talk about Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners all the time on this channel, so if that is content that you are interested in, please remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And also, if everybody would please smash the like button, it helps channel out a lot, and I really appreciate it. It gets this video out to more people. So it's August 1st, so as always, Bitfarms on the first business day of the month has put out their previous month's operational update. So the July operational update is out for Bitfarms. I want to go through this report. There is a lot in the report. There's some good stuff. There's some great stuff. There's some not so good stuff. I want to go through all of that so that we get a clear picture of what's going on with Bitfarms and where they may be going moving forward. Later, I will tell you what my overall opinion is on this update, and then you guys can obviously decide for yourselves. So let's take a look at where Bitfarms is right now. They're trading at $1.43. They're down about 2% on the day. Everything is very close to zero today, so not a lot to be taken away from this price action. I don't think this is a reflection of their operational report. That's just what's going on this morning. So as always, we'll take a look at the market cap, $291 million. So Bitfarms has still lost $1 billion in market cap, and more importantly, that leaves them down, significantly, 80+%. So the results are not uncommon. It's fairly in line with the rest of the industry of the publicly traded Bitcoin miners, and there's almost 20 of those right now. So that has gotten to be a pretty big group. So again, we'll dig deeper into the chart later on. Right now, I want to go through the monthly operational update because this is where all the information is. Okay, Bitfarms provides July 2022 production and mining operations update. You'll see this is on August 1st, so they're always first out. They do this on the first day of the month, so I do like that. It means they're on top of their data, and it's a comprehensive update, so this is nice to see. I'm going to start out with their bullet points up at the top. Increased total capacity to 166 megawatts. So we'll get into that. That's good. Mined 500 Bitcoin for an average of 16.1 Bitcoin per day. So that is huge. We'll talk more about this 500 number. This is the number that I was personally targeting, which we've talked about a few times over the month of July. I thought they could get to 500, and they did get to 500. That is their all-time record by far. So operationally speaking, that is a very good number. Now, there's some other stuff in here that requires a deeper dive, but strictly operationally speaking, 500 is a fantastic number. It's their all-time record. 16.1 Bitcoin per day is by far their all-time record. And they go on to say by the end of July, they were doing 17 Bitcoin per day. So we will see if they can keep that pace or increase it in August and beat their all-time high again. But I don't think there's going to be a lot of Bitcoin miners in the month of July that set a new all-time high for themselves operationally, and that is just based on the fact that Bitcoin has been struggling. We're deep into a bear market, and companies have been regrouping and reorganizing in certain ways where their production has not necessarily been the focus. However, Bitfarms is one of the companies that continues to increase their productivity. So again, 500 was, in my mind, the best case scenario, and they hit that, so that was big news. So, quote, in July, we completed the bunker phase 2, reaching full capacity at the ledger, and added new production in Washington state, increasing total capacity by 21% to 166 megawatts. So their actual machine exahash rate is not up 21%, but this allows them the capacity to continue to improve their exahash rate. We partially offset new miner installations at the location with miner redeployments, resulting in growth in our hash rate to 3.8 exahash, up 6% from the 3.6 exahash at the beginning of July. So they continue to increase their exahash. They've done so basically every single month of the year this year. At 3.8, they're not quite double where they started the year yet. They were at 2.2 coming into the year. They did expect to be past 4 at this point. However, that is still very close, and most of the Bitcoin miners are even further behind their plan than that based on the way 2022 has unfolded. Okay, unseasonably high temperatures in Quebec and Washington state late in the month also slightly lowered miner productivity and affected our corporate hash rate. With cooler temperatures and the completion of the remaining miner redeployments, as well as the installation of new miners, we expect our exahash rate will exceed our 4 exahash target in August. So, okay, this is a little bit of a here we go again. This is actually the second time in a row they've said we're going to get to 4 exahash, and they just seem to be a little slow in getting there. Production came in strong and averaged 16.1 Bitcoin per day for the month, up 15% from the 14 Bitcoin per day in June. So 15% month over month increase is significant. There's two reasons for that. Of course, obviously they went up to 3.8 exahash, so they increased their exahash. Also, for the last 5 Bitcoin mining difficulty adjustments for the worldwide difficulty level have been a decrease. Okay, lastly, we made significant progress of construction of the 250 megawatt warehouses and associated infrastructure in Argentina. Okay, so this is part of their year-end plan. They were targeting 8.0. Now they've been talking about 6.0. It is noteworthy in this update, they did not reiterate that 6.0. And just 3 days ago, they did put out a press release. Bitfarms completes phase 2 at the bunker location. And in that press release, so this was just, again, this was 3 days ago, they said, in addition, we remain confident executing our current international growth plan and achieving 6 exahash by year end. So that's what they said 3 days ago. They didn't reiterate that in this, so I don't know if that means that they're not confident still, or if they just feel like they said that 3 days ago and they don't need to say it again. I will tell you, they did just put out a press release that their earnings report will be on August 15th. So that is exactly 2 weeks from now. So I would imagine in that report, they will talk much more specifically about where their targeted exahash rate is for the end of the year 2022 and what they're starting to target in the year 2023. So let's take a look at this graphically a little bit and see where this falls over the last 12 months. So this is Bitcoin mined per month by Bitfarms each of the last 12 months. And you'll see there's some ups and downs here, but you will see this month is 500, and that is far and away their all-time record. As this year began, you'll see January and February were very tough. The worldwide hash rate had increased quite a bit. The difficulty level was going up, and these were tough months for everybody, and you can graphically see there was a reduction here. In March, Bitfarms began to get back on track, and again, like I said, they were adding exahash all the way along, so they went from 363 in March to now 500 in July. So from a Bitcoin mined per day standpoint, technically speaking, this is 3 months in a row they've broken their all-time record. In May, they did 431, which was 13.9 Bitcoin per day. In June, they did 420, which is less Bitcoin, but June has one less day, so that actually turned out to be 14.0 Bitcoin per day. And in July, of course, they blew that away. They're over 16 Bitcoin per day, and they did say that going into August, they're now at 17. So we will see if they can break this record yet again. I think that will be very difficult in August, but they do stand a legitimate chance of breaking this record of 500 Bitcoin. So here's their Bitcoin mined per quarter. You'll see in Q1 of 2021, which was now 6 quarters ago, they were at 598. So over these 3 quarters, they ramped way up. They got to 1,000. Then they had about 3 quarters in a row where they were flat. Well, this last quarter ended June 30th, so that does not include their record results in July. You can see there was a big improvement in the quarter ended June 30th, 1,256 from somewhere in the high 900s to about 1,000 over the previous 3 quarters in a row. Now, with 500 mined in July, it looks like there will probably be another big jump when we get to the end of Q3. This past quarter was their best quarter by far. This past month operationally was their best month by far. I want to talk a little bit about the financials. In July, Bitfarms completed financing activity that further reduced the overall debt and increased liquidity and financial flexibility. During the month, the company utilized a portion of the proceeds received from the sale of Bitcoin mined and in treasury to reduce the outstanding balance of its Bitcoin-backed loan facility by $15 million. As of July 31st, the loan balance of its BTC-backed facility was $23 million. In my previous videos, you've heard me talk about this line of credit that they have that's backed by their Bitcoin. So that is secured by Bitcoin. So just a few months ago, that balance sat at $100 million. They got a 90-day extension on that, and they've been segueing out of that. They've now got it down all the way down to $23 million. So lastly, under mining production, the last part I want to talk about is they have 2,021 Bitcoin in custody at July 31st, 2022, representing a total value of approximately $48 million. So you can see they have Bitcoin of about $48 million. They have about $23 million left on that loan. So if they had to, they could just pay that off with their Bitcoin. I think they're trying to keep this balance above 2,000, but you will see they go on to say BTC held in custody on July 31st reflects the sale of 1,623 Bitcoin during the month of July 2022. So that's another tough one. I don't think that this is what people wanted to see. Another 1,600 Bitcoin sold. Now, What they did do with that is pay their line of credit down, which again is expiring shortly. So they need to pay that off. So I would imagine that they increased the amount of cash they have on their balance sheet. In addition to that, we saw all the construction that they were doing. So some portion of that may have been used for property and improvements. Okay, so let's just end up on the chart here. You'll see I've been talking for a while. We have a blue line that dates all the way back to June 13th. So that's a month and a half ago. That is when they gapped down below $1.50. $1.50 has been resistance ever since that. It is my expectation that at some point Bitfarms is going to have a breakout, and there's not a lot of resistance. You can see if they can get past this line at $1.50, I believe their target price is $2. So they essentially went from $2 down to $1.50 in about 1 week. So that was a very quick trip down to $1.50, and they have been stuck beneath that ever since. So this has been a strong line of resistance. They need to find a way to turn this into support. I do think their monthly operational report in July overall, I thought, was very good news. The production being up like it was is very good news. The exahash rate, they continue to increase, although at a slower pace than they originally anticipated. However, they do continue to increase that. So everything seems to be trending in the right direction. They did have this situation where they had to pay down this $100 million line of credit. And I will say, I think that until that's gone, and again, they paid off another $15 million of it this month. When that's gone, I do think they are going to jump back above this $1.50 line and reestablish this as support. And again, like I said, there's almost a gap from $1.50 to $2. So I have a short-term price target on this for myself of $2 if Bitcoin can continue to have this relief rally. So again, this is not financial advice. You guys got to decide what your own price target is. We have been stuck under $1.50 for a month and a half, and Bitcoin obviously has been struggling for the last 8 or 9 months. So this is a high-risk investment. So please be careful. Please do your own due diligence. But for me, from where Bitfarms price sits right now, if they could get back to this $2, and it's really $2.03, that would be about a 42% increase. So I think that's realistic over the next 30, 60, 90 days. Again, not financial advice. Please be careful. So that's all I have for you on the Bitfarms update. Many more updates to come for all the rest of the Bitcoin miners. I know there's at least 13 more, I believe, that will put out a monthly report. So we will see you in the next video. Thanks so much. And remember, if you made it this far, please remember to subscribe to the channel and smash the like button. We will see you in the next video.